but I'm going to calm down because we're going to relax and do some Vinyasa yoga. Go ahead and step your feet slightly apart and really just take this time to get centered and focus on what you'd like to focus on today. Roll your shoulders back. Just continue to breathe from your lower belly. You can put your hands there if you'd like to really feel the breath. Breathe in fully and exhale. Inhale your arms up overhead. Really stretch and enjoy this time here. Knees are nice and soft. Continuing to breathe. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Just hold it here. Inhale up to flat back, hands to shins. And exhale down, forward fold. Just taking it nice and slowly here. Go ahead and step your right leg back, dropping the knee, flipping the foot. And now flip the foot back to take a step back to down dog. Feet are about hip distance apart. Arms are nice and straight. Fingertips are spread. Just go ahead and walk your feet each time, just bending a knee. Just rotating, really stretching the back of your legs, just warming up nice and slowly here. Continuing to breathe. Just really feel that all down the backs of your legs to your hamstrings. You can lift your toes up. Now step the left leg through, drop the knee, drop the foot. And now lift back up to forward fold, feet together. You can slightly part them. And inhale up. We're coming back to mountain pose. Breathe here. And then exhale, knees are soft, back into a forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back. And exhale back to forward fold. This time step the left leg back into a lunge, drop the knee, flip the foot. Hands go down and step back to down dog. Still just warming up nice and slowly. You can lift those toes if your heels are on the mat. Really work those ankles there. Strengthen them, especially if you're into running. Now go ahead, extend yourself forward, elongating your spine, coming into a high plank. Exhale down and lower into chaturanga. Shoulders run back and down your spine. Inhale up to up dog. Glutes are tight. Just breathe here. Exhale, and now you can do a little push-up and push back to down dog. Really warming up the body here. Taking it nice and slow, but getting nice and warm. Go ahead, step your left foot forward. In a nice lunge here. Now bring the other foot up to forward fold. Inhale up to mountain pose. Really getting into the flow here. Now exhale forward. Knees are nice and soft here, slightly bent. Inhale up to a flat back. Hands to shins, or you can keep them down on the mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. And now step that right leg back, drop the knee, flip the foot, and this time inhale your arms up, really enjoying that stretch there, dropping the hip. And exhale down, drop the hands, lift the foot, and step back to down dog. Really reach that tailbone to the sky. Feel it all down the backs of your legs. Bend the right knee and step it through. Back to a lunge, drop the left knee, flip the foot, and inhale up. Really enjoy that stretch on this hip. Don't fall over in the wind if you're outside like me. And just continue to breathe. Exhale, drop the hands, flip the foot back, and step forward to that forward fold. Enjoying a nice stretch down the backs of your legs. Inhale up, back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, and exhale down. Step the right leg back. Now you can bring your hands on inside your leg down to your elbows if you'd like a little more of a stretch and a nice runner's stretch. Or just stay up, lift yourself up, step back to down dog. Tailbone reaches to the sky. Elongate your spine, move forward. Drop down to chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Really enjoy that stretch. And then exhale, you can add that little push-up in if you'd like or not, just to help warm up your body here. Now step the right leg between your hands. And you're going to twist open opposite shoulder to knee. Really reach that other arm up, taking that top shoulder back in the opposite direction. And then exhale down and lower the hands. Step back to down dog. Just breathe here. Now step the left leg between your hands. Twist open the other way, opposite shoulder to knee. Really open up here. That top shoulder reaches back. And then exhale down. Hands are together. Or hands are separated. Feet go back to down dog. Elongate the spine forward once again to a high plank. into the Vinyasa. Drop down to Chaturanga and inhale up to up dog. Exhale and push back to that down dog. And breathe. Go ahead and jump your feet between your hands, or you can walk them, whatever feels comfortable for you, and then inhale up and rise to mountain pose. Enjoying that stretch across your back, and exhale forward. Inhale up to a flat back, and exhale and lower. Plant the hands, go ahead and step that right leg back. You can again drop down into a lower runner stretch if you'd like, or stay up, whatever feels comfortable for you, and then go ahead and step the left leg back to meet the right in down dog. Just breathe here. Go ahead and lift that right leg up into the air. We're in three-legged dog, working on keeping those shoulders parallel. Now you can bend that top knee, really opening up the hip while your shoulders are straight. Bend your knee into your chest, step it through. Back to a lunge, drop that back foot, and come up. Straighten the legs. Now you're going to lean forward with the arms straight out, and then go ahead and dip down into triangle pose. You can simply rest the back of your hand on your ankle, or you can tap down and touch the floor. Whatever feels comfortable for you as your eye gaze goes up at that top hand, or it can be straight ahead. Go ahead and drop back down to a lunge. Straighten that knee and drop your head into pyramid pose. Just breathe here for a couple breaths, then bend that front knee and step back to down dog. Reach that tailbone to the sky. Work on dropping the heels down to the mat and reach the left leg straight up into the air in three-legged dog, bending the knee, enjoying that stretch on your hip. Now go ahead, bring the knee into your chest and step it forward through a lunge. Straighten that back leg, the back foot comes down, come up to standing, arms go out side to side, lean forward, and then dip down into triangle pose on this side. Back of the hand again comes to your ankle as the other arm reaches straight up, or you can simply bring your hand up a little higher. It can be on your thigh. Try not to fall over, and just breathe. And if you do fall out, that's perfectly fine. Just come back in. Now bring both hands down to the mat. Back ankle turns forward and drop the head as you try to straighten that front leg just as much as feels comfortable for you in pyramid pose on this side. Now go ahead and step back to down dog, enjoying that stretch again. Elongate your spine, come forward for Vinyasa. We're in a high plank here. Lower down to Chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Keeping the glutes tight to really protect your lower back, and then go ahead and push back to down dog. Shoulders run back and down your spine. Step the right foot between your hand. You can bring the elbows down on the inside of the leg if you'd like a little more of a stretch, or just stay up, whatever you prefer. Now step that back foot into a forward fold. Just breathe. Inhale up. We're coming back to mountain pose. Exhale and fold forward. Knees are nice and soft. Continuing with the breath, inhale up to flat back and exhale down and lower. You can jump or step back to down dog, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now come forward, Vinyasa goes here. High plank, exhale, lower, keeping those elbows nice and tight to your body, and then inhaling up to up dog, pushing back to down dog. Those legs should be nice and warm by now. Just continue to breathe. Lift that right leg up into the air. Hold it here, and then exhale and bend the knee. Really working on keeping those shoulders level as your hip opens up. Now bring the knee into your chest, step it through your hands, drop the back foot. Inhale up to warrior one, staying nice and low in that bent knee. The back leg is nice and strong. Your legs are anchored down as your arms are light, but up as straight as they can be by your ears. Just continuing to breathe. If you need to come up a little bit, that's perfectly fine, but then exhale and lower when you're ready. Staying nice and low in those legs, making them work. Just breathe. Now bring the hands down, straddling that front foot, and step back to down dog. Take a breath here and then inhale the leg up. Left leg is raised in three-legged dog, and then go ahead and bend the knee, really stretching out that hip before we do warrior one on this side. Inhale your knee to chest, stepping through between your hands, back heel goes down, and inhale up to warrior one. Continuing to breathe here and really work on keeping your hips forward. If they're out to the side, try to bring them back facing the front. Sinking nice and low in that front leg. Continuing to breathe. If you need to come up again, that's perfectly fine, and then sink back down whenever you're ready. Your legs are nice and strong here. Try to get a little lower with each breath, even if it's just a micro inch. Just continue to breathe. Go ahead, bring the hands down to the mat. Back heel lifts up and you can step back to down dog. Continuing with the breath, Vinyasa goes here. Come forward to a high plank. Exhale down and lower into chaturanga and inhale up to up dog. Again, keeping the glutes tight to protect that lower back. And then exhale back to down dog. Working on getting those heels on the mat and the legs as straight as they can be. Jump your feet between your hands or step, whatever you feel comfortable with, and inhale up. We're back in mountain pose. Exhale, knees are soft, lower down to forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back and exhale down. Here we go. Go ahead and step that right leg back into a lunge. And then the left leg meets it in down dog, or you can jump right into it and we'll meet you there. Come forward, Vinyasa goes here. Lots of Vinyasas to really get nice and warm, keep that body moving. Inhale up. If you have another way you prefer to do a Vinyasa, you can go ahead and do your flow. Meet us back here in down dog. Go ahead, step that right leg between your hands, drop that back foot. Inhale up to warrior one. Take a breath here. Really get settled here. And then open up to warrior two. Staying nice and low in that front leg. You can look out over that front hand as the back hand reaches straight back. Inhale up if you need to, or stay nice and low, and then exhale down and lower when you're ready. Keeping the legs anchored, nice and strong. Now windmill your arms forward over that front leg. Take a step back into down dog. Now we're going to lift the left leg up into the air. Go ahead and raise it up into three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, really enjoying that stretch. Now inhale the knee to chest, step between your hands, drop that back foot, and we're back up into warrior one. Sinking nice and low and staying really strong in that front leg. Continuing with the breath, open up into warrior two. Staying nice and low once again. Arms are really reaching here. Your eye gaze can go over those front fingertips. And just enjoy this pose, feeling nice and strong. Staying anchored in the legs. And windmill those arms down over that front foot. Stepping back into down dog. Go ahead and inhale and come forward to a high plank. Vinyasa once again. Exhale and lower chaturanga, elbows squeezing your sides. Inhale up to up dog. And then exhale back to down dog. Those hamstrings should be nice and warm by now. And jump or walk those feet in between your hands. And inhale and roll up. Really rolling up the spine here. Enjoying this nice little stretch for a very short break. And then exhale, knees are soft. Getting right back into it. We're in a forward fold. Inhale up to flat back. And then exhale down and lower. Jump or step back into down dog. Really enjoying that stretch. You can work on lifting the toes once again to really strengthen those ankles. Go ahead and lift the right leg up into the air. Back in three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Now you can stay right there, or you can go for a flip. If you're used to flipping, you can go ahead and just flip over. Really reach the arm out straight ahead. The other arm is planted down nice and firm, and now go ahead and flip back to three-legged dog with a bent knee. Inhale that knee to your chest and step through. And you can go ahead and inhale up to warrior one, dropping that back foot. Legs are nice and strong here. And with the breath, open up back to warrior two. Really hold it here, nice and strong, staying low. I know your legs must be on fire, but go ahead and lean forward and then open up to side angle pose. Really twisting here. You can hold onto your ankle or the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you, or you can even rest your elbow on your thigh. And go ahead and dip back into Sun Warrior. Stay nice and deep and low in that leg. Back hand rests on your shin or your thigh, just not directly on your knee. Top arm reaches back. Again, you can inhale up. Your legs might be burning by now. I know mine are. And then go ahead and exhale back down when you're ready. Really enjoying that stretch all across your side here. And go ahead and windmill the hands forward, stepping back to that down dog once again. Now if you want to try the flip this time, you can feel free or just stay in that three-legged dog. We're going to go into it here. Reaching the left leg up into the sky in three-legged dog and now bending the knee. Now if you want to try the flip, be very careful if you haven't done it before. Maybe have someone spot you, but then go ahead and flip. That bottom hand is anchored, your legs are strong, and the other arm is reaching out. Just continue to breathe here, really arching that back, pushing the hips up, and now go ahead and flip back to three-legged dog with the knee nice and bent. Inhale your knee between your hands, and inhale up to Warrior One. Just breathe here, holding nice and strong in Warrior One, staying nice and low in the legs. Arms are reaching up by your ears. And now go ahead and open up to Warrior Two. Arms are reaching in opposite directions, staying nice and low in that front leg. Go ahead and reach forward, really leaning forward over that leg, and then go ahead and dip down, grabbing onto the ankle with one arm and lifting the other into the sky, really reaching that top shoulder back opposite direction behind you. Eye gaze is nice and steady ahead. Just breathe here, really opening up with a twist, and then go ahead and dip back into Sun Warrior. Again, that back hand can just rest gently. Try not to fall over. The wind is literally blowing me over here. But just try to rest that hand on your shin or your thigh. Just not directly on your knee as you really reach back with the top arm. Enjoying that stretch across your side, and then windmill your hands across your feet. Stepping back into Down Dog. Reaching that tailbone to the sky, Vinyasa goes here. Go ahead and come forward into a nice high plank. Core is tight. Drop down to Chaturanga. Shoulders run back and down your spine. Come up to Up Dog. Continuing with the breath, push back to Down Dog. Really settling into the flow here. Jump your feet between your hands or walk your feet, whatever you feel comfortable with. And inhale up, really rolling up your spine. Reaching up, fingertips come together. Enjoy a nice little stretch in mountain pose, and then exhale forward, back in a forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, and exhale and lower. Jump or walk your feet back into Down Dog, reaching that tailbone to the sky, shoulders run down your spine. Lift the right leg up into the air into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, opening the hip. You can stay right here or go ahead and try the flip. Reaching that arm straight ahead as your hips really reach toward the sky. Continuing to breathe. Go ahead and flip back over. Bending the knee. Opening that hip up. Now inhale the knee to chest, stepping between your hands. Back heel goes down. Now twist open, opposite shoulder to knee. Just enjoy that nice stretch here, staying nice and low. Now lower, and now twist open the other way. So you're going to lift up the other arm straight into the air as your other hand comes down to the floor, or you can hold onto your ankle or keep your arm up by your knee, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then go ahead and dip back to Sun Warrior. Dropping your hand to that back leg as the other arm reaches up overhead and really reaches back behind you. Enjoying that stretch here. And breathe. Go ahead and bring the arms back down, reaching the other arm straight up into the air. Hand to ankle. Now go ahead and drop that top arm behind your back. Now you can stay right here, or you can keep that arm straight up in the air if you don't quite have the flexibility just yet to drop it behind your back. Or if you'd like a little more advanced, go for the bind. You can drop that bottom arm underneath your leg, lift it up and grab hands, or hold onto your wrist if you're a little more flexible. Whatever you feel comfortable with here, just go ahead and hold it there and breathe. Couple more breaths here. And release, dropping the hand down, lifting the other hand up into the sky. And now bring both hands down to the mat. Front foot goes back, we're in Down Dog. Same thing on the other side. Now go ahead and lift the left leg up into the air in three-legged dog. Bend the knee, really stretching out that hip. Now go ahead and flip over if you'd like to try the flip. Really pressing those hips up to the sky. One arm is planted down nice and firm as the other really reaches. Feet are planted into the earth. Go ahead and flip back, hand comes down, both hands are down, and you're back in three-legged dog. Inhale that knee to chest and step it through between the hands. Back heel goes down and go ahead and twist open, opposite shoulder to knee. Other arm reaches up into the air, fingertips really reaching to the sky as that back shoulder twists back. And breathe. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the other arm up as you grab onto that ankle or thigh or ground, whatever you feel comfortable with here. Just hold it here. With the breath, go ahead and dip back to Sun Warrior. Staying nice and low in that front leg. Just breathe. Now exhale that left hand back to your ankle as the other arm reaches up into the sky. Twisting open, that top shoulder goes back. Now drop that back arm behind your back. You can just hold it here, however you feel comfortable. If you'd like to go for the bind, you can go ahead and reach under that steady leg as you clasp your hands or wrists. Staying nice and low, just hold it here. Just focus on the breath here. Think of anything that distracts you from how on fire that leg is right now. Just breathe. You're almost there. Go ahead and release. Both hands come down to the mat. And go ahead and step back into that down dog. Down dog is going to start to feel like a resting place here compared to the others. So go ahead and really enjoy that stretch and then go ahead and come forward. Vinyasa goes here. Core is nice and tight. Drop down to chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Glutes are tight, protecting that lower back. And then go ahead and exhale back to down dog. Tailbone to the sky, heels to the mat. Go ahead and jump your feet between your hands or walk. And then inhale up, bringing the arms nice and high overhead, really reaching up as you stretch. And exhale forward. Knees are nice and soft here. As you continue to breathe, look up with a flat back. And then exhale down and you're back in forward fold. Jump or walk your feet back into down dog. And get ready for that three-legged dog. Go ahead and you can lift that right leg up into the air. Just breathe here. Go ahead and bend the knee, opening the hip and flip over if you'd like to flip. Or just stay in that three-legged dog and we'll meet you back there in a couple breaths. Flippers, go ahead and flip back. Back in three-legged dog with a bent knee. Continuing with the breath, bring the knee into your chest, step it through. Now keeping that back heel up, you're in a crescent lunge here, lifting your arms straight overhead. Staying nice and low in that front leg. Go ahead and drop that back foot down. Now you're in Warrior One. Continuing to breathe. Open up into Warrior Two. And if you ever fall out of any of these poses, no worries at all. You can just come back and join us whenever you're ready. Dipping back into Sun Warrior. Staying nice and low and keeping with the breath. Exhale, the right arm down to your right ankle. The other arm reaches up into the sky and then overhead, an extended side angle lunge. Really reach that arm over. And now dip right back into that Sun Warrior, really working that leg that's on the ground. Your thigh is nice and low. It should be burning. It should feel good later anyway. Go ahead and bring your hands down. Step back to down dog. Tailbone to the sky. Lift that left leg up into the air. Back in three-legged dog. Bending the knee, getting ready for the same sequence on this side. Go ahead and flip over if you're going to flip. Hold it here and breathe. Pressing those hips up to the sky. And flip back over if you flipped. Bending that knee. Now bring your knee into your chest, step it between your hands. Back ankle stays up this time, back heel stays up. Come up, arms overhead. Staying nice and low in that front leg. Now you can drop that back foot into Warrior One. And now open up into Warrior Two. I know that leg is on fire, but stay nice and low. Think about how good your thighs are going to look later. Go ahead and inhale that top arm back into Sun Warrior. Just breathe. Go ahead and windmill your left arm to left ankle. Other arm comes up and then reach overhead. Extending that arm over your head, really reaching forward. Continuing with the breath. And now dip back into Sun Warrior. Really stay low here, fight for it. Get every inch, every micro inch you can with each breath. Just stay nice and low. There you go, windmill those hands down. Front foot steps back and you're back in down dog. Shoulders run down your spine. Now go ahead and come forward. Vinyasa goes here, keeping the core nice and tight. Lower down to Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale and push back. And breathe. Go ahead and walk out your legs again here, bending your opposite knee. Just take turns walking your feet out. Really enjoy this stretch here. Now go ahead and jump your feet between your hands. Bring your feet together. Now this time you're going to inhale up to mountain pose, continuing with the breath as always. But now go ahead with your knees together, separate your arms, and now take a seat back in a chair. You're in intense pose, keeping your knees level, nice and tightly together, making sure they don't go past your toes. Bring your hands together into prayer position, pressing them into heart center. Now twisting open opposite elbow to knee, continuing to press your hands into heart center. Go ahead and extend your arms open, left arm down to the mat as the right hand reaches up into the sky. Top shoulder reaches back. Really enjoying that open twist here. Now go ahead and bring your hands back together at heart center, but continuing to twist. Now bring your hands back to center, tucking that tailbone, and twist open to the other side, opposite elbow to knee. Really opening up here. Hands come to heart center. Continuing to breathe. Now extend those arms, open them up. Right arm really comes down, reaching to the ground, elbow across that knee. The top arm reaches up as the shoulder reaches back. Now bring the hands back together to heart center. Continuing with the breath. Twist back to the center. And go ahead, one last breath before we go into balancing poses. Starting out with tree pose, go ahead and keep your weight shifted into your left leg as your right foot is tapped down on the mat or on your shin, or go ahead and lift it up to your inner thigh, just so that your foot is not pressing right into your knee. Keeping your hands together at heart center in prayer position. Just really breathe here. Keep your eyes focused on something that's not moving. If you want a little extra challenge, go outside in 30-degree winds. Just continuing to breathe. Working on opening up the hip. And just stay focused. If you'd like, go ahead and open the hands, lift them up into branches. Continuing with the breath, keeping the core tight. Eyes are focused. You can go ahead and bring your hands back to heart center. Continuing to breathe. You can also feel free to hold onto a wall if you'd like, if one is available. Go ahead, release the hands and feet. We're going to try tree pose on the other side. Weight in the right leg this time. Left foot can be tapped down on the mat or on your shin, or go ahead and lift it up to your inner thigh. Just once again, so that it's not right pressing onto your knee, to keep yourself nice and protected. Hands are together at heart center in prayer position, working on really opening up that hip, staying nice and center here. Eyes are soft, and just breathe. If you'd like to try the branches, go ahead and lift your arms up into the air. Shoulders run back and down your spine. If you get a little wobbly or fall over, no worries. Just come right back into it whenever you're ready. Again, you can grab onto a wall, whatever you feel comfortable with. Go ahead and bring your hands back down to heart center. And then release your hands and feet. Going into eagle's pose here, weight in your left leg. Now you can simply cross over, leaving your right foot tapped down, or just lift it up, or you can go ahead and wrap it so that your right foot is behind your left shin. Arms go straight out and then wrap one under the other, trying to get your palms touching, but if they don't make it quite there, that's perfectly fine. Working on lifting your elbows up to really open up that lower back. And just breathe here, whatever option you feel most comfortable with. If you fall out, once again, just go ahead and come right back together. And breathe, keeping those eyes focused on something that's not moving. It's like you're sitting down in a twisted chair, but not quite as low. Go ahead and unravel. We're going to try again on the other side. Right leg is nice and strong. Left leg crosses over. It can be tapped down or just hanging over. Or you can go ahead and wrap that back foot behind your shin. Arms go out and then swing one underneath the other. Lifting the elbows up, trying to get those palms touching. Whatever you feel most comfortable with here. Really lifting the elbows up to really lengthen your back. Staying low in the legs. Just stay focused here and breathe. Go ahead and release. Now we're going to try something a little more advanced. So come to a lunge and go for that bind like we saw earlier, stepping the back leg in and then lifting the front leg up off the mat. Getting nice and firm in that planted foot, and then go ahead and extend the other leg that is between your arms. We're in Bird of Paradise. So just breathe here. If this is a little much for you, you can try holding it with your leg bent, or you can just come down into the lunge position for now and just stretch. Or you can try another pose, whatever you'd like. Go ahead and release. We're going to try on the other side. This is to warm up to get you ready for advanced. Go ahead, step that back foot in, lifting the other foot off the ground that's between the bind. When you're ready with the breath, you can work on extending that leg out to straighten just as much as you feel comfortable with. Just breathe here, standing up nice and tall. Shoulders run back and down your spine. And just breathe here. Just holding it as long as you feel comfortable with. If you fall out, you can come back in when you're ready. Go ahead and bend the knee and release as we go into relaxation and meditation. We're going to start by stretching it out, so go ahead and take a nice wide stance. Inhale your arms up overhead. Enjoy that stretch here. Knees are soft. Exhale forward into a wide leg forward fold. Now really get comfortable here. We're going to be here for a while, so you can go ahead and grab onto your elbows. Just sway slightly from side to side. Enjoy the stretch all across the backs of your legs. And just breathe here. You can plant your hands on the mat if you'd like, or go ahead and grab onto your ankles. Whatever position you feel most comfortable with, holding onto your elbows, whatever you prefer here, just enjoy that stretch and focus on the breath. Now go ahead and bend your right knee as you go ahead and reach your hands over, dropping your head to one side. Enjoying that stretch across the back of your right leg. You can keep that knee nice and soft if it's a little much for you to keep it straightened. And you can walk your hands across to the other side, keeping the left knee soft and then straightening it if you choose to. Clasping your hands onto that ankle, nice and gently as you drop the head. Spine is straight here, and just breathe. Walking your hands back to center, clasping onto the elbows one more time, enjoying a couple more breaths in wide leg forward fold. You can sway a little once again, and just breathe. Now go ahead and put your hands down, bending the right knee and taking a seat, sitting down sideways on your mat. Get yourself situated and then roll on your back, bending your right knee into your chest. Now the other leg can be straight down on the mat, or you can keep it bent with your foot planted. Straightening the other leg into the air, holding onto your ankle with your hands, just as much as feels comfortable for you. If your leg is bent, that's fine. You can even start with it farther out and then gently exhale as you bend your elbows to pull your leg a little closer to your chest. You can drop that bottom knee so that it's flat against the mat. Now go ahead and grab the inside of that top leg and open up your hip, extending the leg out to the side. Again, your knee can be bent here, just whatever you feel comfortable with. Just enjoy the breath and really open up that hip. This is really the time for yourself to enjoy after all the hard work you did today. Now go ahead and slowly inhale that leg back. Hold it there a little longer with both hands clasping around your shin. You can bend that knee into your chest and then go ahead and place it down on the mat as you lift the other leg up, hugging it into your chest. Now go ahead and extend the leg as straight as you can get it to go. Holding onto your shin with both hands, you can extend the other leg if you'd like. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Again, you can reach out farther and then slowly bend the elbows as you exhale to bring your leg in a little closer. Just enjoy that stretch all the way down the back of your leg. And go ahead and grab the inside of the bottom of your foot, extending that leg out to the side, getting nice and comfy, opening up that hip. You've really worked the legs a lot today, so really take this time to enjoy the stretch, taking care of your body after all that work, and your mind as you get to just relax and focus on the breath. Really enjoy the moment. Taking nice full deep breaths, filling up the belly. Go ahead and inhale that leg back up nice and slow, bending your knee into your chest. Both knees down on the mat with your feet as wide as they can go on the mat, and just drop your knees down from side to side. Take some nice slow windshield wipers here. Really stretching out those hips after all that work. Dropping them down very gently and slowly, stretching out the hips, continuing with the breath, full breaths to really fill up your whole belly, and then exhaling fully. You can keep the eyes soft or closed, whatever you feel comfortable with here. Now go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a quick little hug there, and then extend your feet up into the air, grabbing onto the outsides of the bottom of your feet and pulling down. You're in happy baby pose. You can go ahead and sway from side to side if you'd like, or just go ahead and stay still. Whatever you prefer here, really just take this time for yourself. Whatever you need here, just breathe and enjoy it. And whenever you're ready, you can just come back still in happy baby pose. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, dropping your feet back down to the mat and gently opening up your knees to opposite directions, dropping the hands down by your sides and continuing to breathe in butterfly. You can go ahead and place your hands on your lower belly just to really feel the breath fully. Breathe in and really fill up your whole torso with air. And then exhale fully. Just really focusing on the breath here. You're welcome to take meditation right here in Butterfly Corpse, or go ahead and extend your legs into Shavasana, allowing your ankles to gently open up to the sides, arms lay by your body. Just get settled and breathe. Whatever position you feel most comfortable with for meditation today, just go ahead and get settled in and focus on the breath. Go ahead and take a full breath in, really filling up your whole torso with air. Breathe in. And then go ahead and exhale fully, nice and slow, getting all of the air out. And then breathe in once again. And exhale. Continuing to focus on the breath. Start to imagine your favorite place. Is it at the beach? Think of what you see. Are there waves crashing? Sand? Or are you in a ski lodge? Is there lots of snow? What colors do you see? Is it like the Grand Canyon, orange, brown, red? Or is it cool like the ocean, blues, gold? What do you feel? Do you feel warmth on your face? Or do you feel a nice chill from the ski slopes? Can you taste the salt in the air? What do you hear? Do you hear children laughing? Do you hear the ocean waves crashing? Think about what you smell. Do you smell hot chocolate? Can you smell the sea salt? Using your senses, really find your favorite place and put yourself there. And imagine yourself doing your favorite thing. And just continue to breathe. Now gently start to bring your awareness back to yourself, lying on the mat in the room or outside, rolling your wrists around, starting to leave your favorite place. You can join it again another day. Reaching your arms overhead, take a nice big stretch. You can flex and point the toes. Continuing to breathe, you can go ahead and shake your head from side to side. Shaking your ankles along with it, just turning from side to side. Slowly bend one knee and then the other, planting your feet on the ground and then lifting them up. Give yourself a nice big hug after all the hard work you did today, hugging your knees into your chest. You can rock from side to side a little bit. And just breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and roll over to one side in the fetal position. And just take a few breaths here, really enjoying this position. And just simply be. Now go ahead, whenever you're ready, press yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes nice and closed here. You can come to lotus or half lotus. You can be on your knees. Palms facing down if you need less energy to get through what you need to today, or nice calming energy, or palms facing up if you need a lot of energy to get through your task today. Go ahead and inhale your arms up overhead, holding onto one wrist and taking a nice little C bend to one side. Stretching it out, come back up, grab the other wrist and take a C-bend to the other side, keeping the eyes closed. Come back up to center, dropping the hands back down to your knees. Inhale back up one more time. A nice big deep breath here. Palms come together. Exhale down to heart center. And then we honor each other with Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. All right, you guys need to start putting things that are too hot to handle in your mouth. That does not sound right. All right, guys, today we are talking about cayenne pepper because